Hello, law students and legal practitioners. Today, we will analyze the case of Sanchez versus Commission on Elections, GR number L-78461, decided by the Supreme Court on August 12, 1987. Let's begin. Here are the legal doctrines of the case. A petition for recount or reappreciation of ballots in a senatorial election does not constitute a proper pre-proclamation controversy when it raises errors in the appreciation of ballots by the boards of election inspectors, BEIs. Such errors pertain to the intrinsic validity of votes, which may be resolved only in a regular election protest before the Senate Electoral Tribunal, SET. The scope of pre-proclamation controversies is strictly limited to the grounds enumerated under Section 243 of the Omnibus Election Code, namely, incomplete returns, material defects, tampering, falsification, or discrepancies in election returns affecting the result of the election. Erroneous declaration of votes as stray does not fall under these grounds. Canvass proceedings are administrative and summary in nature, and once election returns appear regular and authentic on their face, boards of canvassers have no authority to look behind the returns or reappreciate ballots. Allowing recounts on claims of ballot misappreciation would paralyze canvassing and proclamation proceedings and defeat public policy requiring the speedy determination of election results. Here are the relevant facts of the case. Petitioner Augusto S. Sanchez was a candidate in the May 11, 1987 senatorial elections. His surname was identical to that of Gil Sanchez, a nuisance candidate who had been disqualified, but whose name was still printed on election forms. As a result, ballots bearing only the name, Sanchez, were allegedly declared stray votes by boards of election inspectors, BEIs. On May 12, 1987, Sanchez filed an urgent petition before COMELEC for recount and/or reappreciation of ballots, asserting that votes intended for him were erroneously invalidated nationwide. He later identified sample precincts but failed to state the specific number of votes allegedly affected. The COMELEC initially dismissed Sanchez's petition. However, after motions for intervention filed by Santanina Rasul and Juan Ponce Enrile, the COMELEC reversed itself and granted the recount by a vote of 5-2. While the recount issue remained unresolved, COMELEC proclaimed Rasul as the 23rd senator, reasoning, without full canvass, that the remaining uncanvassed votes from Muslim areas were unlikely to change the rankings. Juan Ponce Enrile, then ranked 24th and holding a 73,034 vote lead over Sanchez, filed separate petitions before the Supreme Court assailing 1. The grant of the recount, and 2. The failure of COMELEC to proclaim him despite mathematical impossibility that Sanchez could overtake him. The cases were consolidated, and the court was asked to determine whether Sanchez's recount petition was a proper pre-proclamation controversy within COMELEC's jurisdiction. Issue 1. Whether a petition for recount and reappreciation of ballots based on alleged erroneous declaration of votes as stray constitutes a valid pre-proclamation controversy. No, the petition is not a proper pre-proclamation controversy. Under Sections 241 to 243 of the Omnibus Election Code, pre-proclamation controversies are limited to defects in election returns, not errors in ballot appreciation. The appreciation of ballots is a function of the BEIs, not the Board of Canvassers, and errors therein pertain to the intrinsic validity of votes, which are cognizable only in an election protest. Election returns that are complete, authentic, and regular on their face must be accorded prima facie validity, and canvassing bodies have no power to go behind the returns once satisfied of their authenticity. The election returns already reflected Sanchez's name and the votes credited to him. His claim that votes written as Sanchez were wrongly declared stray involved misappreciation of ballots, not defective returns. Granting a recount would open the floodgates to similar claims, paralyze proclamations, and undermine the public interest in determining election winners promptly. Issue 2. Whether COMELEC committed grave abuse of discretion in granting the recount and in failing to proclaim Enrile. Yes, COMELEC gravely abused its discretion in granting Sanchez's recount petition. COMELEC's authority in pre-proclamation cases is summary and limited, and it has no jurisdiction to order a recount where the grounds involve ballot appreciation. Sanchez lagged behind Enrile by 73,034 votes, while only 31,000 votes remained uncanvassed, making it mathematically impossible for Sanchez to overtake Enrile. COMELEC's recount order unduly delayed final proclamation without factual or legal basis. Thank you for listening and happy learning. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Legal Shepherd PH YouTube channel and click the notification bell to stay updated on newly uploaded cases and jurisprudence. See you again for our next case discussions.